The power that the ATF wields in changing things without laws being passed by Congress is called Chevron deference. And today, the United States Supreme Court took a case where they are solely looking to kill Chevron deference. Guys and gals, I want to tell you all about it. I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that's Blackout Coffee. At Blackout Coffee, we have the best coffees, teas, and hot chocolates. If you don't believe us, just try them. We have a ton of flavors. We have programs where you can have it delivered every month to your doorstep via subscription. We send coffee to our troops overseas, and we would love to have you check out our coffee. Check us out at blackoutcoffee.com/GNG. You can always save 10% with code GNG10. Link is down below. All right, this is big because in the last few years, the United States Supreme Court has taken up cases, and when discussing issues that their cases are involving, they've come just short of destroying Chevron because they probably didn't think they had the votes to do it. Honestly, that's how courts work. Well, that has all changed today. And the case that they took up is a case about phishing. And the case is Loper Bright Enterprises versus Raimondo, Gina Raimondo, former communist governor for Rhode Island. And while it's about phishing and the government forcing the fishermen to hire somebody to monitor their catch, this is going to, many people in the legal sector, not just me, think this is actually going to be the case where the Supreme Court destroys Chevron deference. Why is this big for us? Everything the ATF does in the Biden administration, even during the Trump administration with the bump stock ban, the Obama administration, everything they do is operating within that gray area called Chevron deference. What is Chevron deference? You've heard it here on the channel for years, but Chevron deference in layman's terms is a little leeway given to regulators, ATF, EPA, you name them, usually the 3 8-letter agencies, where they're given a little bit of stroke to interpret any ambiguities in laws passed by Congress that they are tasked with enforcing. So in our area, ATF likes to say there's ambiguities in things like the Second Amendment, which shall not be infringed. Pretty straightforward. But where they try to operate is within, it's called Chevron deference. You watch live with Stephen Dettelbach getting hammered by Congress. Everything he was saying is based off of Chevron deference. In this case, if everything goes the way all of the legal minds think right now, this will destroy the ATF's ability to do all these regulations. This will destroy the administration's ability to change things via administrative fiat, via regulation, because they don't have the ability to get things passed by Congress. For instance, frames and receivers can't get that passed because Congress has already set the definition and they don't want to change to your loopiness. Well, you wouldn't be able to go around it and change a rule with ATF. Pistol braces. They wouldn't be able to do this if they didn't have Chevron deference, and even though they're going to lose in court anyway, and we already have one judge saying that pistol braces are arms protected by the Second Amendment, this would take away that ability of them to do that. So Joe Biden couldn't say to the DOJ, ban that just because, and they would figure a way to do it administratively. This is absolutely ginormous. This case is, if everything goes the way it looks like it's going to be planned, this will destroy Chevron. Now, they issued certiorari today. And what that means is they're going to take up the case. They're going to hear it. The way certiorari works, 4 justices have to say, yes, let's take the case up, but you still need 5 to win. And I'm going to show you 2 quotes that will have you looking at things the way I am, hopefully. Last fall, Justice Neil Gorsuch said this: "At this late hour, the whole project deserves a tombstone no one can miss. We should acknowledge forthrightly that Chevron did not undo and could not have undone the judicial duty to provide an independent judgment of the law's meaning in the cases that come before this nation's courts." In 2020, Justice Clarence Thomas said, "Chevron is in serious tension with the Constitution." And last fall, during the time when we got the Bruin decision, we got the West Virginia versus EPA decision from the Supreme Court, and they said Chevron, you cannot use Chevron to do what you're trying to do. And specifically, it's come out in the Supreme Court saying that you cannot use Chevron deference, but especially when those regulations will now have criminal penalties. Sounds like everything the ATF does, correct? Everything they do threatens you with a 10-year felony and $250,000 in fines because they're going to force you via administrative fiat to jump in line. Hell no. This case is going to be big. I am predicting it falls. Now the way Supreme Court works, they took it up today. It's going to be put into their docket. And I'm thinking this fall is when the case will be heard, which means the decision will be within the first 5-6 months of 2024. That's how the court works. They'll hear stuff at the end of this year. They give out their decisions before they go on break, typically in June, right? So Chevron, if this goes the way, Chevron's going to die. I don't think there's any way around it now. Chevron's going to die. ATF, EPA, you name it, they're all in trouble, and this is phenomenal. And for those who are wondering, when did we get this Chevron thing, because it's not in the Constitution, Chevron deference came out of a 1984 decision in the Supreme Court in which a Reagan rule was given the benefit of the doubt as a logical interpretation of an emissions law. That's when they first came up with it in 1984. And the case was actually Chevron versus the National Resources Defense Council, if you want to read the case. But this is good. Guys, this has me, I'm stoked right now. It's going to take a little while to play out, but Chevron's done. The writing's on the wall. Justice have been talking about it, begging for it. And this is the case because they don't really care about fishing. What they care about is how the government administrative rule is putting the squash to American citizens via rulemaking. And this is a good thing. Guys and gals, let me know what you think down below. The death of Chevron, let us drink to it. Blackout coffee, of course. Until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. It's what it's for, guys and gals. That's why we have it. We the people, we are the protectors of the country, not the bureaucrats in suits running around telling us what we need to do. I never did well with people telling me what to do. See you on the next one. Take care.